Hey everybody, it's Angie from Trips with Angie, and in this episode, we are going on a Norwegian adventure with Viking Venus. Viking Venus is one of the newer Viking ocean ships. These ships hold about 930 people, and I would love for you to subscribe so you could join us on our future adventures. Now, this one began in the Netherlands. We swung by Denmark and then headed to 5 distinct ports in Norway. In this video, I'm going to take you through each port and then talk about what sets Viking Ocean apart from other ocean cruise lines. We started with a little bit of a trip to the port. Our embarkation got moved from Amsterdam to the coast, but that was okay because it gave us a chance to check out these awesome kite surfers. We were welcome on board with a beautiful dinner buffet, including a toast with aquavit, and then we had a great deck party to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Viking. So to get started, I want to go through the ports. Our first was in Denmark. Here we are docked in Skagan, Denmark, or as the Finnish say, Skagen, Denmark, rhymes with prayen. You can see the cargo ships behind me. This is a major fishing port in Denmark. About half of the 8,000 residents are in the fishing industry. It is also a tourism hotspot, aka the Hamptons of Denmark, for Norwegian, Finnish, and German tourists. We did the 2-hour included tour today that hit 2 of the highlights: a church that was buried in sand and had to be dismantled, as well as a moving sand dune. This is actually the steeple of the original church. The sand came up over the top. Then we were transferred by bus to this moving sand dune where the guide explained how this dune has been crossing the island. Now, overall, this was a good orientation excursion. It was one of the included excursions and gave us a taste of the area. Other options were available, including visiting a castle, a walking tour. You could head to the remains of an Atlantic wall installation, head around on bike, and then do more intensive Best of Skagway or the scenic outer islands. Our next port of call was Oslo, Norway. Here in Oslo, we are docked very close to the Opera House. Today we took the included tour, so we headed to the sculpture park as well as up to the ski lift. It's definitely worth paying the extra money to head to the top of the jump. I'll show you why. And now we are just exploring on foot because we are docked right in the heart of town. Let me show you some highlights. Vinland Park is a famous sculpture park with incredible bronze sculptures throughout it. I was so impressed with the movement and emotion that were in these sculptures. And then this is the top of the ski lift. Absolutely incredible views, but it is an extra charge to get up there. You can also climb around the Opera House, which is so much fun. But next time we go, I'm definitely going to rent one of these pier front saunas. I thought this was a decent included bus tour. We saw 2 of the main highlights of Oslo. We got a good orientation to the city. Oslo is a wonderful city you can explore on your own. They have a hop-on, hop-off bus. As far as the other optional tours, Alfred Nobel and Edvard Munch had tours dedicated to them. You could explore the Norwegian history and glassblowing history through different experiences and visits to museum. You could see the city by bike. You can also explore the food, do kind of a full day, see everything in Oslo tour, or head out into the fjord. Kristiansand was our next port of call. We are here just docked outside Kristiansand, Norway. It is the 5th largest city with about 100,000 people, and we decided to take the included walking tour. So let's see some of the highlights. The walking tour began right on the dock to kind of navigate you through the pier area. This was my least favorite included tour. The tour guide was not very good. She did not provide a lot of information, but there is a map right when you get off the ship, so you could take a picture and explore on your own here very easily. There's a set of shop and fish markets right when you walk off the ship. Then you can head in. The area is known for these wooden houses, this neighborhood of wooden houses that survived several fires. There's also a beautiful city square as well as a nice large cathedral you can go into. We just happened upon an organ recital while we were there. But honestly, my favorite part of this stop was these donuts I got at a food truck. Now, if you wanted to spend a little bit extra, you could head out into the forest, go see some of the botanical gardens, take a coastal drive. There's also some historic areas in the surrounding area, visit a farmhouse, head out into the fjords. For more Norway by sea, Stavanger was next. The included tour was a walking tour with a trip to an oil museum. You could also visit an abbey, a lot of home visit options. We picked the Pulpit rock cruise, but you could do the kitchen table, a fishing experience, and even explore by helicopter. Today we're in Stavanger and we took the Pulpit to check out the fjords, waterfalls, and sample a waffle. Here's the highlights. The boat was very stable and comfortable. It had rows of seatings and an upper deck. The tour guide used our quiet boxes so we could hear very easily. We pulled out from the dock so you could either be inside where it was nice and warm or head up to an upper deck for a better view. Our first stop was a restaurant to try some Norwegian waffles. It also had a bathroom. I didn't know this, but Norwegians like their waffles cold with jam or jelly. Then we pulled into this cool cliff area where there was a small cave and a green mailbox, which was put there as a plank. Then this is the famous Pulpit rock, since it looks like a pulpit. And then we pulled up to see a waterfall. So here you can see kind of how everyone's gathered on the upper deck. And then here's how you could crop the picture to make it look like you were there by yourself. Flam was our next stop. We are here in Flam. How gorgeous is this? We are headed out today on the optional excursion, the Flam Railway Half Day. I say Flam and Flam because I heard it both ways. This railway is famous. It's one of the greatest engineering feats in Norway, and it was one of the steepest standard gauge railways. Inside, it's bench seating that faces each other, so you could sit with strangers. You get a little cozy. There is a screen that gives you more information. We were disappointed that the tour guide didn't provide the information as we were going along this scenic journey. They didn't really add a lot of value. I could have just done this on my own. Now, you still have a lot of beautiful views, so I do recommend doing it. You have a chance to get out at this waterfall, spend about 5 minutes there and explore. Then we spent an hour at this lodge. It was a waste of time. If I had to do it again, I would just book myself. The included tour was a bus tour around the Flam area. You could have an upgraded landscape experience. We did the panoramic half-day rail journey you see there. You could also do it as a full day. Then you go a little bit further on the line and take a bus down to Voss. You could explore the fjord by a kayak. You could also take the train up and then bike back down. And then you could go to a goat cheese farm. Our cruise disembarked in Bergen, Norway. We elected to take the train from Bergen to Oslo and then spend the night in Oslo. Now that we talked about where we went, let's talk a little bit about the Viking ocean difference. What makes Viking a different experience than other ocean cruise lines? So the first you already know, and that's that shore excursions are included. We went over that in the port section. The other thing I really like about Viking Ocean is the smaller size. It's only 930 passengers. To me, this is kind of a sweet spot between the really large premium lines and then the really, really small, like 100, 200 people, super luxury lines. It's important to know there's no casino. And I think the ship just feels very cozy. It has a lot of great design elements. Now, if you're a subscriber and you had your notifiers on, you got a sneak peek when I published the ship tour a couple weeks ago. So if you want sneak peeks in the future, be sure to subscribe and keep those notifications on. Another thing that I think sets Viking apart is the great dining and the excellent music choices for the size of ship. There was a lot of live entertainment and the very comfortable cabins. So let me show you a little bit more about what I mean about the design, the dining, the music, and the cabins. So let's talk about cozy. This is here in the living room. Pay special attention to all the different types of seating options and combinations. Here you have a nice oversized leather chair with ottoman. Here on the pool deck, they were very intentional about putting a table in between the two chaise lounges so you don't feel like you're on top of the people sitting next to you. They have these beautiful, comfortable padded loungers that look out the window. And then here on the upper lofted level of the Explorer's Lounge, you have a lot of other options for seating, from sofas to leather chairs. You have this library set up, so if you wanted to do some reading, take some notes, you can also play games, cards. And then down here, be careful of these fur throws though. They shed like crazy. Do not lean up against them. But you have the bar stools if you wanted to sit around the bar. You have individual chairs facing out to that beautiful forward-facing view. And then the thermal areas of the spa are included. Let's talk about dining. This is the restaurant or the main dining room. It's open for breakfast and dinner every day with lunch on sea days. Viking does include beer and wine with lunch and dinner. We really enjoyed our meals here, especially the dinners. We had a beautiful salmon, great halibut. I've always found the fish to be very, very good on Viking Ocean. But if you want something a little more casual in the evening, you can always head to the buffet that's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And on the seafood nights, it has sushi, handmade by a sushi sushi chef right in front of you. It also has cracked crab as well as whole prawns, seafood salads, and shrimps. So this will be on the special seafood nights. And then they have a wide variety during the week. The pool grill here is available in the afternoons if you want something more casual. It has pre-made salads, hamburgers, a really good Philly steak salad. This is the Norwegian dog. It's a hot dog with a shrimp salad, and it's actually pretty good. Specialty dining is included. Manfredi's is the Italian restaurant. Reservations are required, and they are hard to get. So as soon as your reservation window opens based on what category of cabin you have, make that reservation. Some of my favorite dishes are the octopus carpaccio. This is probably my favorite since I love octopus. I also found the mussels to be very good. It was in this wonderful ginger curry sauce. My favorite risotto was the escargot risotto. It had that great garlicky butter flavor, but the star of the show here is the bistecca ribeye. It's absolutely incredible if you like beef. The Winter Garden hosts a tea every afternoon as well, and you can get your scones, your own little teapot with a wide variety of tea options, as well as your tower of sandwiches and sweets. Now there's also Mamson's in the Explorers Lounge. This is another casual dining option open for breakfast and lunch, so you can get kind of a continental breakfast. You can get soup during the day, but the big star here is these special waffles. Now let's talk entertainment. There was this tremendous classical duo. There was also full production shows, including piano players, guitar players, and then they even had a deck party with the party band. So lots of options in the evenings. They have Torshavens, which is a nightclub where the guitar player and the band play every evening. Last but not least is the cabin difference. So if you're a subscriber, you've already seen a full cabin tour. So I'm going to hit the highlights here. The espresso machine. I love that. I absolutely love the bathrooms. It's time for the shower review, and it's a good one. This is a great shower. It has pretty good space. I can almost have my elbows out and turn it all the way around, but I can definitely shampoo my hair. It has the handheld with a very strong spray and this little ledge right here for all of your stuff. So A+. Other highlights of the bathroom are heated floors you can control. The bathroom also has lots of storage. So you have shelves, you have drawers. It also includes your bath amenities. So shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and body lotion. So you don't have to worry about packing those. This is a penthouse veranda cabin. I like that it has plenty of storage. They've also done a really good job providing outlets next to the bed. That seems like a weird thing, but a lot of cruise lines aren't doing it, and it makes it really hard when you bring a CPAP machine not to have an outlet next to the bed. You get robes and slippers that are standard. I like that you kind of have a little living room. You have a desk/vanity. So there's a mirror hidden in the center of that desk. You also get the quiet boxes. So these were part of the included excursions. They're available in your room. You charge them in your room. And again, lots of outlets that are available. In addition, you have a telephone, a light, more outlets. But then this category of cabin includes a minibar. So you have sodas, beer, wine, as well as some hard liquor. And then I found the balcony to be very, very comfortable. So to me, it's really nice if you could actually eat your breakfast out here. So the fact it has a larger table and 2 sturdy chairs is great. And now on to my final review. So cabin, no surprise here. 10 out of 10. I absolutely love these cabins. I think they're very comfortable. It's a good amount of space. I love the heated floors in the bathroom. I think it has some great inclusions like your own espresso machine. You have the mini bar. It has that great little sofa area. So 10 out of 10. Condition of the ship, also 10 out of 10. Now, this is a relatively new ship. The Venus is relatively new, but they still do a tremendous job of upkeep. Very clean, terrific job. Casual dining, I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. I think that there could have been a little more variety and choice at the buffet for lunch and dinner. Sometimes it felt very repetitive. And we also had a lot of trouble in the casual dining with allergens. So the signage wasn't always correct about what allergens were in the food. So that really dropped it down to 9 out of 10. For sit down dining, Also 9 out of 10. I thought the menus were terrific, but we had some major issues with food temperature. A lot of times food was coming out lukewarm, especially soups. So that's a real problem for me. I also think they could have had higher quality of steak in the main restaurant. Manfredi's had an incredible ribeye, but in the restaurant, I think the steak could have been a little bit higher quality. Entertainment, 9 out of 10. I was very impressed with the musicians aboard. I was impressed with the fact we had violinist, guitar player, piano player, a band, a stage show for this size of ship. So definitely 9 out of 10 there. The only thing I would add to make it different is I think the guitar player sometimes wasn't quite prepared for his set. He could have had more variety of music, but small nitpick, 9 out of 10. Service, 9.5 out of 10. I really wanted to give a 10 out of 10, but we had one very bad night at Manfredi's where the service was very slow, very inattentive. We had to send all of our food back because it came to the table cold. So I'm going to give that a 9.5 out of 10. Value, 9 out of 10. I think that in order to get a 10 out of 10, those 2 excursions that we were disappointed with should have been better. So that would have really taken it to a 10, but I think that you get a lot included. There's not a lot of nickel and diming once you pay for it. So I think it's a great value. And so then overall, that takes us to a 9 out of 10. So again, to be a 10, we had some food issues that could have been corrected. The excursions could have been a little bit better, and the entertainment could have just had a smidge more variety. But again, very nitpicky. This was a tremendous cruise. We're very happy with it. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Thanks.